Alrighty, morning everyone, and welcome back to another beautiful video on this beautiful channel on another beautiful day. In today's video, I want to talk to you about wire, about copper wire. Well, maybe also about aluminum wire, but the main purpose of this video is to talk about copper wire. And what kind of copper wire? Well, the kind of copper wire that you don't want to come in contact with. Isn't that a fun topic? Yeah, I think it's actually a very important topic. So that's why I wanted to talk to you about that today. There are two kinds of copper wire that I want to talk to you about today. There are multiple different kinds of that, right? But I just want to focus on two today, two very important ones. One is just very annoying and one might actually kill you. So we're going to go through that and I'm going to tell you my reasoning to why I don't recommend anyone to get anywhere close to that stuff. And we're just pretty much going to get right into it. So we're going to start with a little bit more fun and peaceful version, and that's just the wire that's a bit annoying. So I'm sure every one of you has come across copper wire that is coated in rubber at some point. And some of that rubber is extremely annoying to get off said copper wire. And that is maybe not a problem when you've got a good wire stripper or maybe a granulator and stuff like that. But if you're just stripping stuff by hand, this copper wire that is coated in rubber is exceptionally annoying to strip. You can, if you've never seen that before, pretty much imagine your normal copper wire that is usually PVC coated, right? PVC is something that is usually used for wire coating. This is PVC, for example. Yeah, it's a plastic, pretty much very, very easy to get off of your copper wire. If that is rubber, it's a pain. It's an absolute pain to get that stuff off of that. So if you're paying for your wire, don't buy that. It's not worth it, or you have to pay way less for that kind of stuff because it just takes so much longer to strip that by hand in comparison to just your normal PVC stuff. It's incredible. So don't do that. It's very bad. You're not going to make a lot of money if you're stripping that by hand. It probably doesn't matter if you're using a wire stripper. I don't think so. I've never tried it, honestly, but because I just stopped buying that stuff. But I don't think that would be a major difference. And obviously in a granulator, it shouldn't be a difference at all. So keep that in mind. But if you're doing it by hand with like a knife, for example, or with like one of those manual little wire strippers and stuff like that, it's just going to be very, very annoying. So don't do that. This rubber wire is not very common anymore, but it's mainly used in wire that is meant to be very flexible. Now you might think that would be extension cords, and yet, yes, that is correct, but still most extension cords aren't rubber wire. So you just have to you have to check the wire, right? Before you buy that stuff, just check it. And if you're planning on selling it on, it doesn't matter, right? If you're just selling it to your scrapyard, it doesn't matter. And the scrapyard doesn't care because they just throw it into a massive granulator pretty much, or sell it to someone that does that. But if you want to process that stuff, you should really check that because it's not worth, if you're stripping it by hand, it's not worth the same amount as your normal PVC coated wire, in my opinion, because it just takes you like 3-4 times as long. It's really bad. So I would stay away from that, and if you want to buy it for less money because, that's basically what it's worth. Not necessarily for the copper content, but just for the annoyance level and your time pretty much, which is also worth something, right? So that's the thing. And as I said, if you've got a wire stripper, it doesn't matter, but if you're stripping it with a knife or something like that, really look out for that. The second thing is a little bit more nasty in nature. And that is wire that's coated with or insulated with asbestos, or also fiberglass before like the 1980s or 70s when this carcinogenic fiberglass stuff got prohibited, and now you can just use normal fiberglass stuff that doesn't kill you. Now, of course, we all know that just breathing in this carcinogenic fiberglass and asbestos doesn't immediately kill you. It just raises the chance of getting lung cancer and other related illnesses. It doesn't increase that by a lot, but it has the possibility to increase that by at least 1%. So we don't want that, right? So it's not guaranteed that you're getting it from that, but it very well might be the case. And we don't want that, right? We're taking every step possible to prevent shit like that from happening. So please, if you're seeing wire that is not coated with something that's rubber, okay, rubber is annoying, whatever, but rubber or PVC, and that looks fibrous and that might be something fishy going on, just stay away from it. Don't bother. It doesn't matter how good that stuff might be. Stay away. Okay? You can make money every day in the week, but you can't get a new pair of lungs. So do me a favor and stay away from that stuff. I've made that mistake before, and I'm still very young and I am regretting it majorly. Not because I have lung cancer right now, but because I stupidly increased the risk of getting that by just being an idiot. And I'm very angry about myself about that. And I'm definitely never, ever gonna take a risk like that again. And I didn't come in contact with asbestos wire necessarily, but with asbestos parts on transformers. Transformers sometimes have like little things that look like cardboard in between the coils and the actual steel. They are not always cardboard. Do I need to say anything more than that? Make sure that you're only buying transformers that really are just plastic encased everywhere, right? Especially transformers that are older, and you can tell. It's very easy to tell which transformers are older and which not. So keep that in mind as well. Very stupid of me. I don't know it for sure, yeah, but I probably got a good bunch of that stuff into my lungs. And yeah, I could just punch myself all day long for that. Like, I don't know how stupid you can be for just not knowing that well. I was still very young when I started doing scrapping, but like still, it's so incredibly stupid. It's not even funny anymore. It never was funny, to be honest. So there you go. There's that. So please do me a favor and be smarter than I was. Don't make the same stupid mistakes. Don't risk your health and safety like that. Just nasty stuff. It's just nasty stuff that was used back then in electronics. And you gotta be careful with that. Like, you've got all kinds of stupid shit that was used in that. You've got PCBs, which are nasty stuff that can cause cancer and all kinds of stuff like that. Well, fair enough. We have to basically also say that all kinds of stuff cause cancer, right? All kinds of stuff can cause cancer. Sun can cause cancer, and we like that as well, right? So don't just assume that everything that can cause cancer will cause cancer. It's just that our cells, over the years that we live, like humans live for a pretty long time nowadays, they are not really designed to live for that long. Mammals usually don't live for that long. So at some point, something breaks, usually. So all kinds of stuff can cause cancer, yes, but not everything will. However, it is definitely necessary to stay away from shit that can cause unnecessary amounts of that if you can. And we can, right? We can do that. We can stay away from stuff like that, and we should. So I just wanted to quickly make this video to talk to you about stuff like that, because I really think that it's important and it's not talked about enough in the scrapping community. Everyone's just like, yeah, well, we're just gonna make the most amount of money that we can and stuff like that. But yeah, you know, money is not more important than your health. It just isn't. Doesn't matter what you're saying. It just doesn't matter. It's not more important. So really make sure that you know what you're buying. Really make sure that you know what the stuff looks like that you don't want to buy. And really make sure that you just, in general, buy stuff that you know is risk-free. Copper wire with PVC coating, for example. Neurotransformers that are just contained out of like plastic and steel and copper, right? That is very easy to tell. If you look at a transformer, it's very easy to tell, okay, this is just insulated with plastic and there's some steel on there and that's it. If you see some fishy, fibery stuff on there, just stay away from it, very far away, preferably. And maybe also, you know, give the person that owns it, that you want to buy it from or whatever, or if you're at a scrapyard or whatever, give them a hint that there might be something fishy going on with that stuff. We don't want that stuff flying around the air, right? That's the main thing, at least for me. And yeah, I really hope you got that. And I really hope that some of you can understand why it's such an important topic to me. Don't get in contact with that stuff. That's basically all I'm saying. and then you're gonna be, yeah, well, might not be fine, but it increases your probability of being fine significantly. So yeah, that's pretty much that. Rubber wire, very annoying. Asbestos wire, definitely not in a million years touch that ever. And yeah, I really hope you enjoyed today's video. If you've got any more questions whatsoever, be sure to write them in the comments below. I'll be very happy to answer them. As always, if you want to, you can rate the video with like a thumbs up or a thumbs down, whatever you might want to do. And you can also subscribe to our channel if you don't want to miss any other videos. That would make me very happy. So have a fantastic week. Wish you all the best, and until next time.